I'll tell you the story of the average man's life with women, his lifetime experiences with women, and I'm telling you this is of the utmost importance because if you don't take the advice in this video, if you don't actually be proactive about the values you want in your woman, and you aren't proactive in the values you yourself hold, this is what you're going to look like. Give it 40 years, and you're going to be like, I really should have listened to that video. So listen up. The protagonist of the story is named Cornelius. Now, Cornelius had some level of quote-unquote success with women in high school. Right, he went to some clubs, he talked to some girls at school, and he got his meat sucked in the club when he was 18. Alright, now Cornelius is 40 years old. He's kicking his legs up, he's watching the Eagles game, and he's like, those were my glory days when I was in high school. This one girl, like she was a 6, but, she got on her knees for me. That was the real highlight of my life. Cornelius is 40, and he's still looking back when he was 19 years old, because he has done absolutely nothing since. He has nothing going for him at all. But an opportunity comes by. A middle-aged woman with breasts like half-dried raisins gives him an opportunity. She's been ran through by a bunch of dudes. God knows her body count, but Cornelius, working his office job every single day, not exercising, fat, has erectile dysfunction due to the massive amounts of BBWs he's watched. Don't look that up if you don't know what it is. You little nasty. You watch that? A little nasty. You better watch my video about quitting that. Don't watch that stuff. God's watching. Anyways. He gets half hard because he can't fully because of all the BBWs he's watched. His wiener doesn't really work that well. But he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll get laid. So he gets this crusty old ring, puts it on this less than desirable woman's finger. And, they get married, and, it's like putting a hot dog down a manhole, but it's better than nothing, Cornelius thinks. It's better than nothing. I don't feel anything, but it's better than nothing. It's better than just being on the computer and just sitting down and going, right? Fast forward a few years, and Cornelius has some punk kids that don't respect him, and he has a wife that doesn't love him nor sleep with him, because Cornelius has officially gotten to the point of being so fat where he can't even see his wiener anymore. That is the story of the average man's life, essentially. At this point, I've seen it so many times. It happens over and over and over again. It's up to you to break the cycle. It's up to you to be different. And of course, many people in Cornelius' position would be like, I've had enough of this. Get the noose, they jump in it. Now, Cornelius is a secatil. Cornelius is a loser. Don't be like Cornelius. Alright? Take the advice in this video and work on yourself as well. And you will avoid Cornelius' fate. This video, the values I'm going to give you, the 8 values I'm going to give you are based on things my friends have told me, but it's all been held to the standards of the Bible. The Bible is absolute foundation of this video. So guess what? I'm going to say some things people aren't going to like, because the Bible, as you all know, has been labeled as a misogynistic book, although it clearly isn't. Although it obviously isn't. But in any case, we're going to get started. Number 1, most important, God-fearing. I know, this seems so obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many Christian men end up getting with some girl that isn't God-fearing. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about my friend, a quick story about my friend. So my friend, good friend of mine, he showed up on my old channel. In fact, we actually talked a bit about this in our interview on the old channel. He was in a 2-year relationship with this girl who was not a Christian. And it didn't really go that well. He wasted his time, and now he's trying to, make up for lost time, essentially. You don't want to be in a situation like that, because you're just going to end up wasting your time. Okay, there's a reason why the Bible says you have to be evenly yoked with your partner. Now, I understand some of you may be saying, well, I'm trying to change her. I'm trying to make it a project. And you know what? I think given the landscape of society today, taking on a project can work. Okay, but this is how you have to treat it, okay? There's different categories women go into, okay? I'm going to tell you all the categories women go into for me. And some people are going to cry and be like, oh, this is so misogynistic, but I don't care. I don't do female friends, because females as friends are completely useless. The reason why is because the type of things I expect from a friend only a man can fulfill, alright? So there's women that I don't really care about. These are usually the ugly ones. Excuse me, but it's true. Then we have acquaintances. So then we have family. Very important to me. Then we have potential love interest. Right? So this is just when I see a girl and she's cute. Then we have love interest. I talk to a girl and we're interested in each other. Then you have dating on the way to being a girlfriend. Then you have an actual girlfriend. Then you have wife, then obviously. So the reason why I tell you all that is because you can be talking to a girl, you can be dating in the sense of just getting to know a girl that isn't a Christian. You could feel her out and you could try to start the project, but never, this is the takeaway here, never get in a serious relationship with a woman who's not a Christian. Never. I don't care if you say, oh, well, I'm going to change her. No. Change her before. If you're going to change her before. And always remember, it's someone's personal choice whether or not they're going to change. And I have seen this work out. So that's why I'm telling you this right now. You can take on a project. If you're the man, you can take on a project. But don't get in a serious relationship with a woman who is not God-fearing. Okay, this is a non-negotiable. You're going to waste all of your time if you don't do this, okay? I know your wiener's hard. You're just like, well, I just want to marry her already so I can, No. Bad horny boy. No. Keep it under control. Next. She has to be attractive. Now, some people are going to say, oh, this is so shallow. You can't say this. Listen. We don't want to be with an ugly chick. I know, sounds mean, sounds rough, but it's true, okay? I know some of you may be watching like, what is this Christian YouTuber talking about? He said all this crazy stuff. I've never seen a Christian YouTuber talk like this. I tell the truth, and maybe I am a bit mean, but you know what? Everyone's too nice, so I'm balancing it out. But in any case, all right? It's about being attractive to you, so this is an important point to take away. A lot of men get stuck in this loop of trying to find a woman that is attractive to other people, right? And it is true. I mean, if you find a woman attractive, other people probably find her attractive, but they base their standards on what other people think. Don't do that, okay? Think about it like this. This is the equation you should put, okay? If you were locked inside of a house with this woman for a lifetime, basically, would you be satisfied? Would you like that? Would you be attracted? Would you go boing every single day, every time you see her? If the answer is yes, then that's all that matters. At that point, don't worry about, well, other people think she's attractive, and I get it. Okay, that's not a bad thing to want. Okay, I know we're trying to be all deep and like, no, that's shallow. You can't care what other people think. Listen, if I have a girlfriend, I want to be able to show her off on Instagram, if I was going to do that, okay? But you can't let that trump your own desire, your own eyes, what you find attractive, okay? And the equation between attraction and God-fearing is like this, okay? I see a woman. I don't care how God-fearing she is, in terms of a relationship, obviously. I don't care how God-fearing she is if she's like a 4. Now, if she's attractive, like, okay, and then I start getting to know her, then I start caring. But the God-fearing aspect is still the utmost importance, because you'll never get serious with a woman who is not God-fearing, okay? And also, we're men. We're a bit horny. We're biologically wired to want to go sleep with as many girls as possible. So, again, I'm just being honest, all right? Some people say, oh, well, you should not want to cheat on her because you love her and all this other stuff. I tell the truth, okay? If we have a girl that's a 4, we're going to be looking at other girls, and we're going to be wanting that. Okay, we're men. All right, be preemptive. Help prevent that by actually getting a girl that is attractive to you. And, of course, I'm going to go over very deeply in the end of this, deeply. Quite the phrase I use in this video topic, but but on a serious note, okay, we're going to go over the end of the video because I don't want this to be some video where I'm just making fun of women or whatever. At the end of the video, I'm talking to men, all right? But remember, we're going over the 8 values. 3, values biblical femininity, all right? No feminists, okay? You cannot be a Christian and be a feminist. Oh my God, he's such a misogynist. It's true. Because what is the core tenet of feminism? Oh, well, we don't need no man. We can do whatever we want. Like it's like that. Like we don't need no man. What does the Bible say is the primary role of the woman? Let's go back to my female pastor research, right? One of the support verses for against female pastors that it's in Timothy, where it says, "I do not give woman authority over man, okay, to teach, but they're to be quiet in full submission." Oh my God, so misogynistic. It's true. Bible's truth. For Adam was formed first, and then Eve. And remember, Eve was created for man. Remember, God was trying to find a helper with Adam, and they couldn't find one. So they're like, okay, we're going to make you a woman. That's how it went, okay? You can cry about it, you can get mad about it, but that's what happened, okay? Read your Bible, open Genesis, and read it. Read it for 5 minutes, you'll see that, okay? And also look after the fall. Anyways, I'm going to tie that into what I'm going to say here. It says, for Adam was not deceived, but Eve transgressed. Now, of course, Adam made the mistake of listening to his wife blindly without being a man and actually having some balls and being able to question her a little bit. So, at the end of the day, Adam is responsible for his own fall as well, but Eve was the one that was deceived in the first place. Why do you think the serpent went to Eve? Oh my God, no, stop talking about this. This is so misogynistic. I'm going to keep going. Then it says, I might be fast forwarding here a little bit, but woman will be saved by childbearing. Childbearing. Now, what did God say to Eve after the fall? Your husband will rule over you, and your birthing pains will be severe. It seems like women are quite reliant on men in order to achieve what they need to achieve in the Bible. Childbearing is mentioned many, many, many times. Women are saved by childbearing. Obviously not actual salvation, but in terms of... I'm not going to go into that because that's going to derail the video, but saved by childbearing. And God literally told Eve after the fall. What does he tell him? Husband rule over you, and your childbearing pains will be severe. It seems like women need men. But what is the feminist message? We don't need no man. It's a complete opposite. And of course, feminism was literally created by a certain group of people that you aren't allowed to talk about on YouTube. But they were literally conjuring this up in order to destroy the family, the nuclear family. So if you're someone who's really into feminism, sorry, but you've fallen for propaganda. It's also unbiblical, very unbiblical propaganda. Now, biblical femininity is essentially the same as traditional femininity. Cook, clean, the dominion is the home, okay? That's what the Bible says. Take care of the kids and be nice and be soft. Now, what about a job? Okay, personally, my personal list says no job. But if she can have a job, okay? This is a non-negotiable list. I think this is the starting point for everyone should use. You can switch it up a little bit for your own standards, right? But for me, I personally say no job. For this list, I'll say she can have a job, but that job cannot trump her desire to have kids, to take care of the home, etc. That's her role in the relationship. And of course, don't forget about your role as the man. Because I'm actually going to go over it now. Number 4, compliments you. And not like, oh my God, you're so hot. No, not that type of compliment. A compliment as in work well with you. This is a good test to see if you're okay? If a woman is traditionally feminine, biblically feminine, and does not compliment you by contrast, then you're a fag. Okay? Masculine and feminine are literally designed to complement each other. Masculinity does this, it desires this, and femininity desires this. Okay? Look at it like a 2-piece puzzle. Okay? This puzzle is the puzzle of ultimate happiness. There's a masculine puzzle piece and there's a feminine puzzle piece. The woman is naturally designed to go on to be the feminine puzzle piece. The man is naturally designed to be the masculine puzzle piece. Once they go together, it's the ultimate union. This is why the Bible says, man and woman come together and become one flesh. They're literally designed to go together. So, you have to be a man, person watching, assuming you're not a girl. I don't know why a girl would watch this, but if you're a man, and if you're a woman, you need to be a woman. Okay, that's why you need to have this complement. I don't like the word complementarian because I'm a patriarchalist, a biblical patriarchalist, but this complementary perspective on it, okay? Man, woman, they do different things, come together, become one. All right? Now, I'll give you an example. Like me, I speak a bit roughly, okay? If you, if this is your first time watching me, you'll understand. Jesus, that is quite, okay, there. But if you've been watching me, you understand. I speak a bit roughly. I'm a bit mean, whatever. So guess what would compliment me? And this is a bit more of a masculine way of speaking, I suppose. Like, if someone's going to speak roughly and someone's going to be a bit mean, it's going to be a dude, okay? And a woman being kind of rude is nasty. And I don't think I'm actually rude, but, you know, the way I speak, I understand it, okay? But a woman speaking like this is kind of disgusting. That's nasty. So, what contrasts me? What compliments me? Well, a girl that speaks very softly, very nicely. You know, there's girls like that. You know, they're so nice, they never say anything mean. Right? That's an example. So you can look at it as contrasting just masculine gender roles versus feminine gender roles, and then look at your own traits and what will complement that. So number 4 is compliment you, okay? She needs to compliment you. Of course, I mean your demeanor, etc. Now, next. 5 wants to learn from you. Now, this is another test to see if you're a femboy, okay? So don't think I'm just in this video, you know, duking on women, okay? I'm actually more angry at men. Well, angry is a strong word, but in any case, you understand what I mean. You're a man. You are meant to be the leader in a relationship. That's why when Paul was writing Corinthians, he said, man is the head of woman, or Christ, let me not forget this. Christ is the head of man. Man is the head of woman. And women are supposed to submit to men in all things they do, as to God, because it's a chain. When you submit to your man as a woman, you go up the chain, and then the man has to submit to Christ, and then, you know, Christ is the body of God, right? Excuse me, Christ is the body of God. That's quite a... Someone might just clip that and be like, this guy's a heretic, but you know what I mean. Okay, read the verse. And some would even go on to say, you know, the husband would replace the father traditionally. So this husband is essentially a new father. And I think that's a fine perspective to take. But in any case, whatever perspective you take, you are the leader, okay? You're the one in control. In this position, you must be able to teach the people you are in charge of, quote unquote in charge of. Because when you say charge, like, oh my God, you're in charge of your wife? That's really bad. When I say in charge, I mean just in the same way a quarterback leads his team. A QB is in charge of his offense. All right. You got to be in control. You got to handle business. Got to be able to teach her things. And she's actually a traditionally feminine woman. She's going to want to do this. She's going to want to follow, because that's what women are designed to do. Women are designed to follow. That's why feminism is stupid. I'm not going to get too far into that rant. I've talked about that before, but women are naturally designed to follow. Okay? If you are a floppy, like, remember how Cornelius has erectile dysfunction? If that's your spirit, if that's how you speak, if that's how you think, with erectile dysfunction, then you are going to be a terrible leader. How can a woman follow someone that isn't leading? And then a lot of men get mad, like, oh, well, why did she listen to me? Because you're a geek, bro. Why should she? So this is very important, okay? If you can't fulfill this role, then you're a girl, all right? Listen, most men have erectile dysfunction in regards of leading and whatever. You need to have erectile function, okay? Like, I have erectile function in more ways than one. That's the way you got to be. Next. Number 6. Absent from social media. Social media is literal poison. Especially for women. Because what are women shown all the time? They're shown all these men and they're taught, well, you could be like this hot girl and, go around, go to club, take pictures of yourself, get a bunch of likes, all this other stuff. Women forever have wanted male attention. And what social media has done has made male attention so easy to get. A girl who's a 4 can go like, or if they're fat, they go like, and they get a bunch of likes. They get a bunch of male validation without really having to do any work. Your woman shouldn't be on social media because not only is it propaganda shoot, it's also just asking for her to look for validation outside of you. And also forget about women that post their bodies for attention. That's pretty, God, that's pretty far gone. But absent from social media, maybe a little, like a blank private profile. I don't know what a woman should be doing on social media in the first place. I mean, I don't use social media. You can say YouTube, but I turn off recommendations, I turn off autoplay, and I search for what I need. I learn things. So I guess in that sense, okay, she could use YouTube like that. But I don't scroll on TikTok. I don't scroll on Instagram. I don't scroll on, I already said TikTok. Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, whatever. I don't use them. I can tell you become far more present. And if you have attention span, if she's like, oh, you're like a goldfish, and just, doing this is going to help. So that's also advice for men. Number 7. Doesn't desire attention from other men. Now, I'm going to include guy friends in here, okay? It's a red flag to me if a woman has a bunch of guy friends, okay? Because usually, from my experience, it usually isn't that good of a sign. And I'll stand by this. I know this is going to be controversial, but whatever. Define details, you can decide on your own. That's my personal thing, okay? No guy friends. But I'll say from you, doesn't desire attention from other men. So maybe she has guy friends, but she doesn't talk to them, and she's on Instagram trying to look for men to talk to, etc. The woman is yours. Read the Bible. The woman's yours. Your responsibility in that sense, okay? She should not want to talk to other men and whatnot. Now, truthfully, this, more often than not, if this is happening, if she's desiring attention from other men, that's your fault. 99.9% of the time. Either by not imposing the standard, or by being a geek. Because remember what we said earlier, if you're a geek, then why would the woman want to only be with you? You have to be a force of nature. Don't be the loser with the scrawny little arms saying, oh my god, why is she looking at other men? With your sway expression. Don't do that. Okay? Don't be stupid. But you gotta look like this. Now, you have to communicate. Of course, it depends on your relationship with the girl and how you guys communicate. But you need to communicate, essentially. This is your goal. This is the point you got to get across. I'm the only man you're going to talk to. Okay? Cut the crap. Now, if she actually respects you, she actually likes you, then she'll do that. If she doesn't, then you need to employ something I call DDH. Dump that hoe. Maybe she's not actually a hoe, but that's just what the phrase is, DDH. Alright. You need to actually impose your standards. Okay, if you're going to have this standard, this is non-negotiable. Doesn't desire attention from other men. You can decide, like, okay, maybe this guy friend's okay, maybe this guy. But in general, okay, you need to be in control of this. It's your dominion. You're the man. And lastly, number 8, body count. Okay? So, this is more of an abstract thing because it really depends on the age. Like, if you're 30, then okay, I mean, it's going to be a bit hard to get a woman that's a virgin. Unless you get one that's, like, 18, 19. If you're really balling like that, then you can do that. God, some people are so pissed off that I said that, but whatever. I'm just going to let it simmer. I know some people watching this are going to be so mad that I said that. In any case, you have to understand pair bonding. Okay, this is why you should be going for a virgin. Okay, don't be one of these gay dudes who are like, well, I want a girl with experience. No, you don't. Because I'm going to tell you something about pair bonding, okay? Pair bonding is essentially the connection you build with someone after you have intercourse. And this is especially present in women. It's not so much present in men, but it's especially present in women. Especially. Like, seriously present. When a girl loses her virginity to a man, she's like stuck to him like glue, assuming her brain hasn't been completely fried. She's stuck to him like glue. But once she starts sleeping with more and more men, it starts losing its effect. It's very hard to actually pair bond once a woman has actually slept with quite a decent amount of men. And by quite a decent amount, I mean, even after 1, it starts happening a bit. Then you get to 2, then you get to 3, then you get to 4, then you get to 5, and it just gets worse, worse, and worse, and worse. Eventually, it doesn't even matter anymore. So, you have to look for a body count as low as possible. And the ideal is a virgin. That's the ideal. Okay, you're gonna have to teach the girl whatever you want to do. Okay, don't be an idiot and just pick a girl because of the experience. That's really weird. That's gay, to be honest. But in any case, very important. You value body count. I know it's gonna be a bit awkward to try and find out, but that's a very important step. All right, you have to look at the body count, and you really have to think about it. Now, important note. All right, I already kind of alluded to this in video, but it all starts with you. Okay. This is not a women are this, women are that, women are bad, etc. video, okay? If you're actually a man and have your act together, most women will naturally fall into most of these categories. For example, submitting to you, respecting you, complimenting you with their feminine nature. That will come naturally most of the time if you're actually a man. I mean, I witnessed it happen naturally. You know who it doesn't happen naturally to? Cornelius. Don't be one of these retards. Don't be like an incel going around criticizing women when you have a fat beer belly, just like Cornelius, and you can't even see your own junk. With all that being said, this is a movement building back Christian men. Christian men, we're trying to start a family. Okay, we're trying to be men. We're trying to be fruitful and multiply. All right. Part of this movement is that. Build back Christian men. If you want to join the movement, join the link in the description to the Discord. Check out the must-watch videos playlist. I have a few other videos about women there, but I also have videos about working out, working on yourself, etc. What else? All the other links in the description. Subscribe to the channel for future amazing videos. Those are my call to actions. See you next video.